is from Google research, and let me tell you, this is incredible, but also extremely scary at the same time. Let me show you what exactly do I mean. So we have here SoundStorm, and this is their little preview video, and essentially I'll just play a short snippet from it.
Did you hear about Google's paper on SoundStorm? Yeah, this one was generated by SoundStorm.
Wait, what?
So in short, if you can't understand what is going on, essentially this can create audio from other audio. So let's take a look at some of their examples. So here we can see this is the current voice prompt. It is currently 3 seconds long. And you can see the text here. This essentially just discusses what exactly they're saying. So here is the original voice prompt. Let me play it for you really quick.
Where did you go last summer?
I went to Greece. It was amazing.
So you can see there, where did you go last summer? I went to Greece. It was amazing, was the voice prompt. Now we can see the synthesized dialogue, and this is the power of SoundStorm. So take a look. This is the first example.
Where did you go last summer?
I went to Greece. It was amazing.
Oh, that's great. I've always wanted to go to Greece. What was your favorite part?
It's hard to choose just one favorite part, but...
And that is just the first example, and you can see it follows along with these captions in case you might not be able to hear it as well. And then they also have the second version.
Where did you go last summer?
I went to Greece. It was amazing.
Oh, that's great. I've always wanted to go to Greece. What was your favorite part?
It's hard to choose just one favorite part, but yeah, I really loved the food, the sea.
And as you can see, it sounds, at least to me, identical to the current voice prompts. And they have a plethora of different examples, so we can just go and just scroll through some of these again. So let's just go ahead and click on this one, for example.
I'm going to Istanbul for the Champions League final.
Okay, so we can hear the voice. Not gonna lie, that sounds quite similar to that original one we had up here. But let's just go and see what is the synthesized dialogue now.
I'm going to Istanbul for the Champions League final.
That's awesome. Who are you supporting?
Liverpool. I've always been a big fan.
Liverpool is a great team, but I think it will be a close match.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm super excited.
So here you can see it does it again, but there was just one thing that I noticed from this particular example that I think is the scary parts, and it's the ability to invoke tone in the actual audio. So you can see, for example, certain words, they say it in a different way and they emphasize it. For example, Liverpool, and then you can say I've always been a big fan. And questions obviously can end with a higher tone, and then also it can end depending on the sentence, however the person is talking, to the point where if someone was listening to this simply from just audio and you did not tell them any of this was generated with any sort of technology, they could not tell the difference. And this is why this is terrifying, because imagine, I've already seen companies out there, not just this one, where they can take a few seconds of what you say and have a full-on script written out that can talk exactly how you sound, and it's actually quite scary. So here's just a quick paragraph just showcasing exactly what is happening here. So essentially, they state SoundStorm, it's coupled with the text to semantic modeling stages of what they call SPEAR-TTS. And this is from 2023, and they state it can synthesize high quality natural dialogues, allowing one to control the spoken content, which they have via their transcripts, as well as short voice prompts, and also transcript annotations, and essentially that's speaker's turn. And then when synthesizing the dialogue segment of 30 seconds, they have measured a runtime of 2 seconds on a single TPU on the V4. And basically, you can see the following text and speakers have not been seen during training. So that is what we've seen already. Now let's see another example of what SoundStorm can do. So here we can see this is the part where they're going to demonstrate the capabilities of SoundStorm. And essentially, they have an original, they have unprompted, and then they have the prompted. And basically, from their description, they're going to be testing is with and without 3-second voice prompts. And basically they're going to take these samples of different speakers in the unprompted case, and then they're going to maintain the speaker's voice and consistency in the prompted case. This is all while generating audio 2 orders of magnitude faster than the AudioLM's acoustic generator. And these current samples, like they state here, is from the Libre Speech Test Clean. So let's go ahead and sit back and take a look at what they have created.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder, having not spoken one word thus far, himself introduced the newcomer to me, with a side glance at his sons, which had something like defiance in it.
Okay, so we've heard enough there. Now take a look at the unprompted.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder, having not spoken one word thus far, himself introduced the newcomer to me.
There's another voice there.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder, having not spoken one word thus far, himself introduced the newcomer to me.
We can see another example.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder, having not spoken one word thus far, himself introduced the newcomer to me, with a side glance at his...
And we can see we have sounds like 2 male voices and then 1 female. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the prompted version.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder, having not spoken one word thus far, himself introduced the newcomer to me.
So right off the bat, what is the big difference that you notice? From what it sounds like, the original, which I'll play right back.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder.
And then we'll play the prompted.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder.
Sounds identical. How crazy is that? And then we have the unprompted, where again, it replicates the same text. However, the voices, it was 2 guys sounding, and then also 1 girl. And even the girl, as we can see again, play it one more time.
Mr. Meadowcroft the Elder
Did not sound anywhere near the original, but we can see the difference between a unprompted and a prompted version. Now that is not good, but also good. It's good if, again, use case is for good purposes. However, there could be a lot of bad use cases, which we have seen previously in recent news. I'm not going to go too deep into detail, but essentially, basically some bad actors got access to somebody's voice, called up family, and next thing you know it, they are freaking out because they thought, for example, their family member was talking to them on the phone. However, it was all being generated through AI. Now, again, in terms of regulation and how this is going to go about, that's a whole nother video topic we can discuss. But at least from the technology we're seeing right now, this is still mind-blowing, and this is just the beginning. Now we have an additional view here. This is for the baselines. So let's go ahead and just see some more examples. And essentially what they state here when they generate the audio in the prompted case, they state SoundStorm generations have higher acoustic consistency and preserve the speaker's voice from the prompt much better than AudioLM. And they compare this to the RVQ level-wise greedy decoding with the same model, and SoundStorm produces audio with higher quality. So let's go ahead and compare the differences.
He must descend with his heart full of charity and severity.
So there's the original.
He must descend with his heart full of charity and severity.
There's AudioLM.
He must descend with his heart full of charity and severity.
So we can see that one greeted it sounded a little different than the original.
He must descend with his heart full of charity and severity at the same time.
And then we have SoundStorm. So to be honest, AudioLM, if I go back and play it,
he must descend with his heart full of charity.
The intro, the he part, did sound a little bit louder.
He must descend with...
And then the original sounds a little bit slightly different, at least from my own ears.
He must descend with his...
And then we have SoundStorm. So that's just one particular example, and we can see the different bass lines, but that was quite a cool little example they have here. And then here, this is from the research paper, and we can see this little draft actually showcasing the acoustic consistency between the prompts and the generated audio for the examples in the long splits of Libre Speech Test Clean. And we can see clearly the original and SoundStorm, based off of their acoustic consistency, has the closest match in terms of the path. However, AudioLM seems to slightly come off after the 10-second mark and then just continues to drop down, and it's not as similar as the original. So that is a cool little visual graph we can see there. And this was a quick little update overview of SoundStorm by the Google research, and we are just getting started. So do share your thoughts in the comments below and like and subscribe to see more updates in the AI and tech space.